Does Kim English's team shoot a lot of threes?
27.1 per game. So something like that. About 27.083 to be honest with you. So yeah, they shoot a lot and they make a lot too. They're shooting I don't know exactly what is it, about 36 and a half for the year. And they got, three guys that are shot a lot of them and made a very high percentage. And the guy that hadn't shot quite as many is, I think, 17 for 33. So yeah, they're definitely going to pull the trigger.
Can you talk about Coach English, but your memories as a player, and you have the kind of memory that you probably even talk about that final game here?
Oh, I could talk. What part do you want to talk about? So,
I'll probably play it.
I actually have gotten to know Kim a little bit post college through the coaching, and I become a fan of his. I was actually a fan before because I don't know if you guys remember, we used to jab back and forth in the media a little bit. He would say Kansas City's a Missouri town, and I would give stats out to disprove that was the case and stuff like that. So we actually had some fun. But I think he's doing a great job. I don't know how old Kim is now, 31, 32. So be so young and have a job that he does at a young age. I know he did a great job for Rick at Tennessee, and he's going to be one of the young stars in our profession.
So through the way through the season now, how do you feel Remy's done just adjusting at this point?
I think he's done pretty well. He's thought the other night maybe his best game on both ends. I think that he's capable of doing a lot of things on both ends, and I think he's about a 7 or an 8 out of 10 right now in both areas, because I just think he's still getting comfortable. But he can drive the ball, he can make an open shot, he can create, and defensively he can certainly stay in front of a man and pressuring. That was pretty evident the other night. So I think he's doing well, and he's certainly on an uptick.
You said in the preseason or before the season started that his defensive potential is about how much he gets under guys.
Yeah, that's what I think.
Yeah.
He's not tall enough or big enough to be a shot blocker or a great contester. So he's got to play his man before he catches it and play up under him a little bit. And he's pretty good at sliding laterally. Not pretty good. He's really good at it. So he can give some people some problems that way. And evidence the other day, he's probably taken more on the ball charges than anybody has this year, which is a positive thing. So, I wasn't very happy with the Stephen F. Austin game, and I've certainly seen a concerted effort to try to change the things that I thought were kind of shortcomings in that game, and he's done it in practice, and then that obviously translated to the game the other night.
Can you give a little background on recruiting DeJuan? He doesn't have the kind of body that probably a lot of programs like Kansas will go after, and what made you believe that?
Well, we didn't recruit DeJuan. I mean, that's the thing about it is DeJuan signed with Missouri State and didn't qualify, or at least the appearance was he didn't qualify. And he didn't qualify because, as everybody knows, it's been well documented. He came from a pretty rough situation that he and his family fought through there the last couple of years of his high school career. So, after it was a situation where he was going to be forced to go junior college or prep school, but probably junior college, we studied him and thought that, what, if he could do what they say he's got to do to become a partial qualifier, he's worth rolling the dice on. And that's what he did. He did exactly what the NCAA said he had to do that. But it's amazing to me how many guys really turn out to be great players on the guys you actually recruit the least, that just want to be here. CB, I mean, that was not a difficult sign. Ochai, not a difficult sign. Travis, I mean, guys that just wanted to be here. And most of the time that's designed to be local guys, but Marcus Garrett, he came, never even seen the place. He, didn't visit, didn't do anything, that we've had our fair share at Zach Clemens. We've had our fair share of guys that, even though they were recruited, but they made it easy on us because they eliminated the recruitment because they wanted to come here. And so we've had our fair share of guys like that. And, some of them turn out to be NBA players. Frank Mason, you mean I can get 3 meals a day and have my own bedroom? I mean, that was a selling point, so and those guys all panned out and done pretty well. So Juan is one of those guys.
So there was an ESPN stat, I think, first time a KU team in a month has had 2 guys average 20 points per game since like 97, Christian and Ochai. I just wonder what you think about that. About how you're able to do that.
Let's see, in 97, it'd have to be Paul and Rafe, 2 pretty good players. So, but they go number 3 and number 10, or number 2 and number 10. So 3 and 10, and one of them could have gone 1. 10 could have gone 1 that year if I'm not mistaken. But I think it's great. They look different to me. The poise, the aggressiveness, they just carry themselves more confidently. And I still believe that neither one are as aggressive shooting the basketball as what they potentially could be too. But that also plays into how efficient they've been, because they even though CB's become much more aggressive with everything, he still picked his spots for the most part, and Oach has too. So it was kind of fun watching the other day, and you look up there and Oach has 16, and it's the lowest output of the year, if I'm not mistaken. So, and then of course CB was fabulous, especially early, but I still think he's got to get where he shoots the ball more from the perimeter. I still think that's something that will really help our team, once we get into the stiffest competition.
Do you like Wilson's job on the boards of late in all season?
Well, last year, he was our best rebounder. So him getting 10 in a game, that shouldn't surprise us. Because last year he averaged like 8 point something. And even though he played more minutes, that was a pretty good number for a freshman. So I think, technically if Jay Wilson, if Jalen played 25 minutes a game, he'll lead this team in rebounding. I'm pretty confident that CB may give him a run for his money, but I'm pretty confident over time, because Jalen is a terrific defensive rebounder. And the biggest reason why, he wants to dribble it. So he knows if he gets a rebound, he doesn't have to pass it in transition. So I shouldn't say it's the biggest reason why, but that's part of it. I mean, that's his mindset. If I get it, I get to bring it. And so a lot of other people's mindset isn't quite like that.
What I know you've given some thought to it, but do you have any plan for your bench? Or I know you want more and need more, but
I'm pleased with Zach and KJ. Zach clipped off one the other day where he wasn't open, and he's, a minute into checking in, you don't have to do that. But he's aggressive, and God, he shoots it so good in practice. I think KJ's been good. Let's just call it like it is. Bobby being out, and Joe and J. Cole is the concern right now. I mean, they're all more than capable of doing better, but Bobby's going to be out for a period of time longer. Joseph is kind of in a rut right now. I think that was pretty evident the other day. He's much better than that. I'm hearing the stats. He gets 21 against Wichita State, gets 26 against the USC team that cleaned our clock, and then struggling to kind of fit in, obviously, at this point. But he's capable, and Jalen Coleman. I mean, he there's some things that he is very aware of that I'd like to see him do, and it includes shooting more. But there's some ways you can do that and still yet do the other things that I'd like to see done. But hopefully it'll come. But as of now, it hasn't. And what you got to look at, and I'm sure every coach in America deals with this. Are we better off, when we go when we do go small, having if those two guys are in there 25 to 30 minutes a game, that eliminates the other stuff because you got to play Jalen. Jalen Wilson's a good player. You got to get him in there X number of minutes, and you don't want to take the other two out. So we need them to be. I thought Colorado would be the best game to get them playing because of altitude. You had to play. But, if guys don't get tired and you're playing well, I think sometimes the bench, when they get in there, they feel like they got to do something too fast in order to stay in. And we haven't figured out that the job of a bench isn't to make your margin wider. The job of the bench is keep the margin where it is, whether it be a deficit or an advantage. And we haven't quite got there yet. And Mitch has been terrific off the bench too. Yeah, Mitch has been terrific.
Have you talked to?
I don't even look at Mitch and Jalen as bench guys, to be honest with you.
Have you talked to Kim English at all before the game?
No, I haven't. I didn't have Kim's number, so I looked for it yesterday. I was going to call him, but I haven't talked to him. I know they're in the air now, heading this way, so I'm sure they'll be in town here in a couple hours.
How's your team with COVID?
Well, to my knowledge, good. The problem is that you don't always know, which I don't know if that's a problem or not a problem. Who really knows what the correct formula is on how to navigate all this stuff. But if guys have symptoms, they get tested, and we've been pretty fortunate so far.
Have you heard anything about Jethro's condition?
Yeah, it's bad. It's bad. I don't think I'm the one that should share the details of how the accident occurred, but he and his friend actually came to our game, and unknown to any of us, sat at the very top because he sent pictures to his guardian from the game sitting at the very top. And after the game, he called me at 9:56. I didn't pick up because I didn't have my phone with me. And then the accident, I guess, occurred pretty soon after that. So, but it's not good, guys. And fortunately, the driver is, I believe, going to be okay. Maybe not be easy, but be okay. But Jethro is, he's definitely fighting for his life. So, and it will be a very, 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 very long recovery if he's able to get through this. So, praying for a miracle.